what is the real price of gold? Is it the scarcity of this precious metal that dictates its price? Is it the metal's softness that allows it to be melted, molded, twisted, and twined into crowns, rings, and jewelry beyond compare? Or is it the risk to miners' lives that dictates how much this lovely yellow metal should cost? Until 1991, the Philippines ranked among the world's top 10 producers of gold. For the past decade, however, production of gold declined, so its name has been dropped from the list of top 10 gold-producing countries. With a drop in large-scale gold mining activities, small-scale mining became popular. Today, small-scale mining is found in half of the country's 80 provinces, involving between 250,000 to 500,000 people. Nevertheless, gold is still abundant in Benguet, Zambales, Masbate, Cebu, Camarines Norte, Davao, Surigao del Norte, Marinduque, and Negros Occidental. Today, families continue to dig tunnels that follow the gold vein. In small-scale mining such as this, 10% of the gold produced is given by the tunnel operator to the landowner. In a good week, an individual tunnel operator can extract 2 grams of processed gold per sack of ore. Camarines Norte is well known for its gold reserves, which are mostly found in one municipality, Paracale. As of 1995, Paracale has been found to have gold reserves of around 1.5 million metric tons. 15 out of 24 villages in Paracale are active small-scale gold mining sites. 4 out of 10 households in these villages depend on small-scale mining as a source of livelihood. Around 800 kilometers away from Camarines Norte, in Sibutad, a municipality in Zamboanga del Norte, the same situation is happening. Families in Sibutad also depend on intensive small-scale mining activities. Most of the miners in Paracale and in Sibutad are boys between the ages of 12 and 20. This means that both municipalities put a large percentage of their male children at risk on a daily basis. In Paracale, the mean age of the boys working in small-scale mines is 15 years. In Sibutad, the mean age is 14. The boys are involved in underground work, in processing, in carrying the ores, whose average weight is about 13.5 kilos, from the tunnel to the ball milling sites. There are also panners, stone pounders, and flushers. The miners work as a team. Those who work inside the tunnel dig a tunnel about 2 meters in diameter, vertically or horizontally, following the richest parts of the vein, loading the mine soil and ore into sacks. Timbermen carry lumber into the tunnel following the path and construct the support on timber frames inside the tunnel to prevent cave-ins. Another group carries sacks of soil and ore weighing from 25 to 30 kilos to the tunnel entrance. The sacks are then carried about 500 meters away to the milling sites located near the backyards of the homes of the workers. At the milling site, the ore is placed in ball mills and water and imyang leaves are added to remove the manganese. The ball mills are then run mechanically for at least 4 hours to crush the ore completely. Mercury is added to form amalgams of varying consistency. The content of the ball mill is poured into tailing pans and allowed to settle until the amalgam floats near the surface. Then it is removed and placed in sieving pans to remove other impurities. The gold can then be separated by burning off the mercury. As if tunneling is not bad enough, children are also found in compressor mining. In Barangay Tugos in Paracale, children ranging from age 10 to 15, as well as adults, dive into a pit of 40 to 75 feet. With an opening of about 1 by 1 meter, the pit is filled with mud and water. Workers dig at the bottom, scrape the walls using shovel and spade, surfacing once every 4 hours just to take their meals. Ores recovered from digging are then hauled up when full. A mechanical compressor attached to a long plastic or rubber hose supplies air to the divers. In 1999, we visited the elementary school in Barangay Kasalugan in Paracale, where 43 children from grades 3 to 6 were in a classroom. They all worked in small-scale mining. In a survey done in Sibutad, This found out that most of the children had been working in the mines for about 4.5 years, on an average of 3 to 4 hours a day, including weekends. In Paracale, the children worked for about the same amount of time. Some managed to attend school, but most have given up going to school. The children in Sibutad assisted their parents in the mining activities. Not one was wage employed or had an employer. The family received a payment from the owner of the land or from the buyers of the gold or the adults who bought the water they had carried to the mining sites. In Paracale, among a sample of 94 children, 32% received from 5 pesos to 100 pesos on a piece rate basis. About 10% received a daily pay between 20 to 200 pesos a week. 19% received 50 to 800 pesos per week. Most of the children said that they gave their earnings to their parents to help support the family. What about the hazards these children face? The children knew that mercury and heat were hazards in their work. They said that the heavy loads they carried and exposure to cold inside the mines frequently caused discomfort. The 1998 study in Paracale found that 10% had respiratory and urinary problems and 8% had ear injuries. Coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath were common. Chest x-ray showed that 3 children had pneumonia, 1 had primary tuberculosis, 1 with an old PTB, 50 with restrictive findings in spirometry. In Barangay Tugos, Paracale, medical examinations showed that children were pale, coughed, and some had stomach and backaches. None had been involved in major accidents, but they claimed to have seen accidents involving other children. Roberto said that he was very close to one explosion. Angelito said he heard of 3 children blown into bits in 1992 and in 1994, but they're not supposed to talk about this, he said. 70% of the children fall below the 50th percentile in height for age measurement, with 17 falling below the 25th percentile. It was obvious that children were not receiving adequate nutrition. Most of the children were vaguely aware of the hazards of their jobs, as exposure to mercury and acids and the dangers of underground work. Mercury exceeded the threshold limit value in all measuring points in the Paracale mines, while noise exceeded TLV of 90 decibels for an 8-hour exposure. In Sibutad, many children had respiratory diseases, musculoskeletal, gastrointestinal disorders, and skin diseases. Other abnormalities included ruptured eardrums, poor lung function, and upper extremity muscle aches. Skin swelling, itchiness, paleness, diarrhea, and hepatitis were also reported. Like in Paracale, TLV dust at the tunnel entrances and at the ball mills exceeded the limits by 5 times. Lead samples in the air exceeded TLB by 4 times. Ambient mercury levels also exceeded the TLB of the Occupational Health and Safety Standards. Can something be done for the communities working in small-scale gold mining sites? At the root of the problem is the fact that families facing poverty will do anything to earn something for their daily needs. Children should not be involved in mining-related activities. Mining heads the list of work and activities forbidden for persons under 18 years of age by the Department Order No. 4 of the Department of Labor and Employment. Families that live near the mines also face the risks that child miners face. They should be protected too. Medical facilities should be made available to everyone. Guidelines on hazardous work of children should be revised periodically to review the appropriate actions set for safety and health within occupational safety and health standards. Political awareness and promotional campaigns against the proliferation of unsafe small-scale gold mining practices, even among adults, should be placed on the agenda of national development. Next time, when you buy a piece of gold jewelry, think of the child who may still be laboring in the pits of Paracale and Sibutad.